Hi everybody, welcome back. I wanted to do a quick demonstration here of how to translate arguments from English into the language of Sentinel logic. In other words, to do symbolization, to symbolize the argument. This is a pretty simple argument, so we'll be able to run through this pretty quickly. So the first thing that we want to do is to read through this argument and identify what's actually the argument and what's just rhetorical effects or other things that are there that are not a concern of logic. They're not actually doing any work in the logical form of the argument. Now this may not be that legible to you. My handwriting's not the best, unfortunately, but this is on the slide next to this video, so you should be able to reference it there. We're facing a grave crisis of resource management in our city. Not exceeding our natural resources is a necessary condition for it being appropriate to expand the city. Unfortunately, we have exceeded our resources. Consequently, it is not appropriate to expand. Alright, so the first thing I want you to notice here is that we're facing a grave crisis of resource management in our city. That's just stage setting. That's not actually doing any work as far as the argument's concerned. So let's just get that out of there. Likewise with this word, unfortunately, it's just an expression of emotion. It's not doing any logical work. So now what I'm going to do, and again, my method is a little bit different than the books. You can use whatever method you would like as long as you're systematic about it and you apply the same method in the same way every time. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to step through this argument. I'm going to identify the sentences in it, and I'm going to symbolize those sentences, leaving the connectives written in English for now. Okay, not is obviously a connective. Exceeding our natural resources, that's a sentence. We'll call that P. Now I'm going to fill in my translation key as I go, in order not to get mixed up and to make sure that I don't duplicate a sentence by using the same letter for or using different letters for two sentences that mean the same thing. Now I want to put that translation key somewhere out of the way where I'm not going to have to go back and erase it later. So I'm going to go ahead and place it down here. Okay, so we're going to symbolize we exceed our natural resources by P. So not P is a necessary condition. Is a necessary condition is a connective, it's a conditional. For Q, it being appropriate to expand the city. So we'll call is appropriate to expand the city Q. We'll make sure it's down here in our translation key. So another reason that we make translation keys is that we're doing this argument in order to show to other people, in order to convince them of our reasoning. And we need them to be able to know what they're looking at. Okay, we need them to know what these strings of symbols that we're showing them mean, and that's why we need these translation keys. So it's as much for other people as it is for us. So we need to make sure that they're clear when we make them. All right. We have exceeded our natural resources. Okay, so we've already symbolized that. It's P. So P, all right, and consequently, it is not appropriate to expand. Now, consequently, it's not a connective, it's not an operator. But it does indicate that we're at the conclusion, so we're going to leave that in there in order to show where the conclusion of the argument is. It is not appropriate to expand, so not and it is appropriate to expand, remember, is Q. So there we go. Not P is a necessary condition for Q. P, consequently not Q. Now what we need to do is go ahead and take these English language connectives off and replace them with Sentinel logic connectives and put this into standard form. So we'll do that over here. The first thing that we'll do is we'll just draw a bar to represent where the conclusion is going to go. Alright, so not P is a necessary condition for Q. This one is a little bit challenging. This is not something that's going to be in your homework for a while because this is a conditional, but the second thing in here is actually the first argument of the conditional. It's the antecedent of the conditional. So Q, horseshoe, not P. Sorry, that's a different way of making the negation sign. Q, horseshoe, not P. Alright, so not P is a necessary condition for, that's our horseshoe. P, okay, consequently signals that we're going under the bar now, we're moving to the conclusion, not Q. And there we go. All right.